Today I'm on my way out with dog teams on an overnight tour. The weather forecast is not good. They promised super heavy wind. It had been warm and very windy for several days. So as you see down here, where is the winter? It's really not much snow left in some exposed places. When you go into the forest it's a little bit better. So the snow condition is really not what I want. And the weather forecast is not super good. As you hear, it already started blowing and they promise a wind speed up to 24-25 meters per second. And it will hit our hot tent straight on the side. So I hope the tent will stay there. We're going to start out the tour from the kennel, then we're heading over to our small RBM tent and we're going to anchor up that more safe. And then we're going back to our glamping camp where we're going to spend the night. But I'm a little bit concerned about my small tent that are in the delta, so I really want to check so it's still there when I come back after the storm. But now let's make the start ready. And as you know, I don't like to start. It's very stressful, so probably I don't film so much of the start. But see you on the trail.
Now we're on the trail again, and the start actually turns out better than I expected to be. The first two legs was kind of wet, water, slushy and so on. But now when we are in the forest, away from the lake, it seems like the trail is much better. The wetlands have been flooded a little bit with water, but not really bad. Really fast trail, a little bit icy, so we had to be careful so the dogs don't slipper. So here we got Kelly. They're doing good. So far, very good. Now we're coming closer and closer to our small tent camp, and then we're going to put some more ropes and make it storm-proof so it's not blowing away during the heavy wind tonight. It's good trails, a little bit icy, but all over it's actually really good. Not as I want it to be, but if you think about what the weather has been now, so it's okay.
Now we have reached a small camp and we made fire in the tent, in the stove, and right now we're preparing croque monsieur, hot sandwiches in the toasters. The dogs are kind of calm now, but as you see it's very wet, so we have tried to put the dogs where it's a little bit more snow and less water. It's really warm. It's plus degrees. I don't know how many, but there is at least not freezing temperature. Warm?
Inside here it's very warm.
Not outside.
And
yeah, right?
This one the man. So
So now we have had lunch and we had prepared the camp for the heavy wind that promised tonight. They have actually increased the weather forecast now, so they promise even harder wind than it was before. I'm not so worried. It's not so bad, so we are in the forest area and the snow is stable, and we just had to be a little bit careful so trees are not falling down, but we had even harder winds before, so it's not extraordinary anyway. So when you're behind a hill or something, then there is quite a lot of snow, but then you come to places that are exposed for the warm wind, then it's gone. So it's a little bit like someone had been playing around with a hair dryer or something like that. Anyway, we're coming closer and closer to the camp, and it's really early. And yeah, we got a little bit of wind. So if we're lucky, we get this heavy Super Duty storm wind. We have some white clouds up there. They are called Mother of the Pearl. Mother of the Pearl. I've talked about them before. They look a little bit like a rainbow. De äter inte alla. Now we have had dinner, we have had coffee and chocolate and all that things, and the wind comes and goes in pushes. It's not really heavy wind right now, it's absolutely not heavy wind, but when I look at the weather forecast, the real wind will start around 2-3 o'clock in the night, and maybe I'm sleeping then. I will keep my camera close to me, so if something happens I film it, but I'm a little bit tired, so maybe there is nothing on this video with the wind. But if you listen, do you hear? Over there? You can hear how the wind is pushing through the forest. I think it's time to go to bed. The dogs have quite nice here, most of them, because they are laying on bare grounds. It's not cold, and yeah, kind of good. And they are used with wind, so even if it's heavy wind, that will not be a problem for them. It's so heavy snow, so it will not be drifting snow right now. But now I'm going to bed and sleep, so we see you guys tomorrow. Ciao. I was just waking up because it was kind of windy and the door flew up to the tent and it started blowing in the tent. It's 12 o'clock and the wind will increase if I reading the weather forecast. Then I went out and I could see this northern light, kind of beautiful northern light. But it's really chilly out here when I'm running around with long johns. So now back to the tent.
want to leave this place where we grew up. This old town, just put it all behind. Remember you and I would always find somewhere to hide when we were kids, so we could see and hear the water run. The river's gonna cry when you're gone. Where will you go? Won't you miss the ones you know? I'll be here hanging on.
So it's a new day and we have kind of windy night and the whole pipe for the chimney flew off. So it was very smoky in the tent and we had to put it back. And right now we have to anchor the tent harder because the pegs and everything have started coming up. Luckily it happened now and not during the night when we were sleeping.
So now we're finally on our way again. Super icy trail and the dog wanna go faster than it's good for them. So we had to be on the brake all the time. It's a risk for the dog that they slipper. So the sleds are bumping around and we can also fall, and the snow is not soft and nice right now. So we just had to drive safe, slow and safe. That's actually the job of a dog musher, is to make it safe for the dogs and for you. I could see the weather forecast from the mountain, and the heaviest wind up in Stora Sjöfallet was 44.6 meter per second. 44 meter, almost 45. That is very, very heavy wind. Everywhere there is branches that have been blowing down from the tree, so there's been quite hard wind here last night. Oops, there's actually a tree over the trail. So it was really fun to be out with Kelly and Craig, and it was also nice that Volker and Jasmin could follow on this tour. They are helping us a lot with the dogs, and yeah, it was a nice time. I also want to say big thanks to all of you who are watching at this video. It's really fun that more and more people find our channel, and thanks for all super nice comments. It's really nice. I hope I see you in next video. See you later. Ciao!